Hey everybody, Manatee Flamingo here, the busiest anime nerd, now talking about music because he can. Yeah, I'm gonna get a lot of comments saying like, where the fuck is this channel going? I don't know, I've given up. I've given up basically. I'm not even trying anymore because what's the fucking point? I wanna kill myself. Anyway, enough about me. Today we're gonna be talking about the Now Now by Gorillaz, an album released literally yesterday. This is their second album in the past 2 years. Their last album being Humans, which was a comeback for them after being away for so many years. I must mention first that I'm in no way a professional music reviewer. This is more kind of for people who are just general listeners of music, because as am I. So the first thing I should mention is that this album is a major step up from the album we got last year, Humans. A lot of the complaints that people had about Humans last year was that it was very feature heavy, with like pretty much every single song having a feature, and that feature being the majority of the song. You never really got to see a lot of what we know of Gorillaz, which is like Damon from Blur, etc. All those people. This album is not like that. It is practically featureless. There's 11 tracks, 2 tracks out of them have features on them, and even then the features are kind of sprinkled. They don't take up the majority of the tracks. So in general, what do I think about this album in terms of listenability? It's very good. I like it. It's very Gorillaz-esque. It's something you'd expect from Gorillaz. However, one thing I feel like it's a bit too safe. It's too safe of an album. I'd say when you get to about track 6, a lot of the tracks afterwards are very forgettable. They all kind of run the same with these kind of wobbly synths with Damon coming in every so often, singing a little bit like la la la. They found a formula and seemed to stick with it for the majority of the album. The first 3 tracks, which was Humility, Trans, and Hollywood, I'd say those are the 3 best tracks out of everything. I wasn't a massive fan of Hollywood at first because I thought that Jamie Principle in that track was a bit, didn't really need to be there, and I still stick by that. I don't think Jamie Principle should have been in that track. I think they should have just had Snoop Dogg, and it would have been fine, because Snoop Dogg was fine in that track, but Jamie Principle, nah. I think Humility, the first track on the album, is my favorite track. Not because it was the one that was released about a month beforehand. There's no bias from that. It's not because it's the first one I listened to. I've listened to all the tracks about 3 or 4 times now, and that still is my favorite track, because it very much reminds me of something I'd expect from kind of older Gorillaz, the Gorillaz I grew up with. If you showed me Humility without me knowing what it was and said it was a track from Plastic Beach, I'd believe you, because it's very much in that realm. I think out of the last 5 tracks, after track 6, you're kind of coming down and it's kind of all bleeds together. A lot of the tracks past track 6, which was Idaho, those tracks aren't really memorable. They're not really memorable. The one thing that does stand out to me out of those tracks was Fireflies. That was an okay track. It was kind of it was a bit more varied compared to the last couple of tracks. However, I think this is kind of made me appreciate Humans a little bit more in some cases, because I realised that a lot of these tracks were just Damon themselves with everyone else participating in Gorillaz, and I realised that sometimes you do need features, especially when it comes to Gorillaz, because they've got a format and they like to stick with it, and that's fine, but if you do it constantly in an album, it does start to bleed together. So Humans, yes, too many features, but sometimes you need those features, albeit less intrusive. Would I recommend the Now Now? Yes, absolutely. It's a good album. It's probably going to be an album I'll continue to listen to throughout this year. If you enjoy Gorillaz, you'll enjoy this album. It's very much a Gorillaz album. It feels like one, unlike Humans. Yeah, let me know if you got what your thoughts are on this album, if you've managed to listen to it a few times yet. Give me your thoughts on if I should do more general listener music review kind of shit. I haven't figured out a title for it yet. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. And I'll see you when we reach 18,000 subscribers.